Hey guys, Chris Morrell, Revolutionary Canine. Welcome to another episode of Kibbles and Tidbits, the show where you actually dictate what we talk about. All right guys, so tonight we're going to talk about a couple different things. First off, the dreaded retractable leash and harness combination. Now, I'm not saying that this is necessarily bad for you. However, we're going to talk about why you should not use it if the dog is not focused on you, okay? Also, we're going to talk about the place command, all right? Getting your dog to go to any place, whether it be a picnic table, park bench, pet cot, bed inside the house, back of a truck, whatever it may be. We're gonna talk about the universal place command and how to teach it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome to the show. Puppy. In this segment, we're going to talk about the retractable leash and the harness and why this is such a deadly combination. Now for this, I got my man Cash here, who is obviously super excited to be on camera. Cash, can you say hey to everyone? No? No? Okay. Well, he has been so uptight about this whole Kibble and Tidbits thing because he has not yet been featured. So now he's here, everything's right in the world, and here we go. Okay, so let's first talk about the retractable leash. Now this thing stretches out to about 26 feet long, okay? It can be stopped at certain lengths, obviously, or it will retract on its own as the dog gets closer, okay? Now typically when I see people use these things, it's usually I see the dog first, and then 26 feet later, I see the human walking behind the dog, okay? The dog is dictating the entire walk. Now, we know from other posts that I've made and other shows like this that we need to be walking the dog. We need to dictate, buddy, seriously, on camera? We need to be dictating where the walk is going. It's called walking the dog, not dog walking the human, right? Okay, so this right here, in 99% of the applications that I see it used, is a lazy way of going about walking the dog. Now, I'm not saying that you are a lazy person. I'm saying that you are a lazy person when it's coming to training your dog, okay? Because we want the dog to walk right by our side, paying attention to us the entire time, right? So if the dog is 26 feet out in front, 15 feet out in front, hell, 6 feet out in front, the dog is not paying attention to us. It is out and about, okay, just doing its own thing. Now, so let's put this on hold for just a second and let's talk about the harness. Now, I got Cash's harness here. Now, I'm not saying that harnesses are necessarily bad things, okay? We use harnesses for tracking, for protection work. It's got patches on it so we can display, hey, don't pet this guy, or, you know, American flag type stuff. But I'm not saying that harnesses are bad because they are used very greatly in other applications. I'm saying that we don't necessarily want to walk our dogs like this if we don't have the dog's full attention. Now, with Cash, I can take him out on a walk, I can clip it to right here and be totally fine because he's gonna be paying attention to me the entire time no matter what, right? But look at it like this. So this is our setup. The dog's head goes through here, this goes on the chest, this straps around the belly, and this is where essentially the leash would hook to, okay? Now look at this in the way of, we're gonna put this on Cash here in just a second so you can see a little bit better visual, but look at this in the way of a car, right? So think about the dog as a car, or in Cash's case, like a monster truck. This guy's like 120 pounds. But so we got our car here. Essentially, when we hook to this back clamp right here, we are driving the car from the back seat, okay? Where do you want to drive the car from? From the steering wheel, right? You want to have your hands on the steering wheel. You want to be in the front seat with your hands on the steering wheel, turning the car whichever direction you want to do. That is not this harness, okay? The steering wheel essentially would be the collar or the neck on the dog, all right? We can manipulate. If you teach your dog leash pressure correctly, the dog, just with feeling which way the leash is going, is going to automatically turn in that direction. That's what I mean by we want to drive the car from the front seat. We want to have our hands on the steering wheel, so to speak. So if I were to have this and put it on Cash, like so, got him, he's all majestic looking. Okay, so I've got the harness on him here, and you can see that this is going around the chest area. It just clipped on his belly, and then back here would essentially be where I was driving the car from. Okay, Cash, again, he's 120 pounds. Could you imagine if this guy decided he wanted to go somewhere? I think he could take me, you know? So that is why it is so crucial that we do not let the dogs dictate the walk, and we certainly don't let them get 26 feet out in front of us. And doing that, we want to have our dog, just a second, buddy. We want to have our dog right by our side, right? Sit. We want to have our dog right by our side, paying attention to us the entire time, okay, and not way out in front. Hey guys, in this section, we're going to talk about weight management for your dog. Now notice that I have a slide up that shows emaciated versus obese. Okay, so the one at the far left of the screen that says underweight would be your emaciated dog, and then of course the one to the far right would be your obese dog. Now the two sections that we want to look at are going to be the athletic and the pet weight. Okay, so obviously we don't want to be too far off to the left, and we certainly don't want to be too far off to the right. We want a good tapered waistline, but very muscular body as well. Now your athletic dogs, that's going to be more like your working dogs, your Malinois, your German Shepherds, high drive, high metabolism dogs are going to fall into this category that work all the time. Now your pet weight there at number 3, this is going to be where you'll see the majority of your pets. Now I will say that 80 to 85% of the dogs that I get to work with are more overweight and obese because just our dogs, for whatever reason, aren't getting enough exercise and they're getting overfed. They have a pretty sedentary lifestyle. So I do want to point that out, that we want to watch out for our dogs becoming overweight and obese. So general rule of thumb, I start every dog here at the property out with 4 cups of food a day. And then I gauge their weight from there. We do work a lot here, so I might have to ramp that up a little bit. If their metabolism is super low, then I might need to come off of that a little bit, but it's highly unlikely that I will ever have to hold back on a dog's food because we do work so much. Now when dogs go home, I do stress to the owner, hey, let's start back at 3 cups a day or so, because your dog is going to be more sedentary and we don't want that weight gain to just pick up. So I hope this helps, guys, and let me know if you have any questions about.
Good job, baby. Good job. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Look at me. Yes. Good job.
Good job, Luna. All right, guys, in this section, we're going to talk about teaching the place command. Now, for my sidekick right now, I've got Luna. She is a beautiful husky puppy. She's about 6 months old. She has never done the place command before, okay? I could have easily gone in there and got one of my personal dogs or a dog that knew this already, but I wanted to teach this with a dog that has never done the place command before, so you can actually see the ins and outs and the process of the teaching itself. Now, what we want is this to be strictly positive to start out with. I've got my treat bag, I've got some high value treats in there, which is basically a food roll. Yes, that she likes, okay? She's not super food motivated right now. She just got here, so you guys are seeing this from its infancy, right? So all I'm gonna do, and she may even have to potty, so I apologize if she does that on camera, but all I'm gonna do is walk up towards this board and I'm gonna get her to step on it. Yes, and as soon as she steps on it with all 4 paws, I'm gonna mark that with a yes and I'm gonna reward it immediately, okay? Free, good girl. Now notice I'm saying the word free. Now free is basically, I am allowing Luna to clock out, okay? Notice I haven't raised my voice. I get excited when she gets on there and I get excited when I allow her to free up. So, and there she is, she's TTing. So, good girl, yes ma'am. Yes. So, all 4 paws got on the board. I said yes, free. And then as soon as I'm okay with the amount of time she stayed on there, which is very little right now, I freed her up. So now I'll start adding place. Yes. So notice then I added the word place, okay? So she saw free. Now, I'm trying to talk to you guys and trying to teach at the same time, so I'm probably gonna miss some of these marks a little bit, but I don't want her to get off of that board without hearing the word free, right? Okay, so that's the ticket. So I apologize if I cut in and out, but I've gotta hit these markers for her. Isn't that right, baby? Yes. Place. Yes. So as soon as she gets all 4 paws on that board, I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna mark that, and I'm gonna reward her on a yes. Free, good girl, yes ma'am, yes. So as we get better and better with this, yes, now she's starting to understand that this is a good place, okay? She ran up there without a command at all. Free, 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 good girl, yes ma'am, good job, good job. Now, keep in mind, this is teaching, okay? Free. Oh, wow. Here, free. Good girl. Yes. Good job. All right, Luna. Place. Place. Yes. Good girl. Now there's a little bit of motivation in her step there. You see how she just kind of pounced on the board? Free. Good girl. Yes, ma'am. Now, guys, she's never seen the place command before. She doesn't even know what that is or didn't until this little segment, okay? Yes. She sat down, she paid attention to me without me asking, so I'm gonna reward that. Place, yes. So every time she gets up there, guys, I'm gonna reward that, okay? I'm gonna keep her on there. Notice I'm using my body kind of as a shield because I don't want her to get off just yet until I get ready to tell her to. Free, good girl, yes. All right, so we're gonna do this one more time. We're gonna call it a night for her. Isn't that right? Hey, pretty. Hey, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. Yes. Yes. All right, come on. Place. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Good job. Free. Good girl. Good girl, Luna. Good girl. Yes, ma'am. Okay, guys, so notice how short that was. That was an actual training session on the place command. Didn't make it long. Didn't just hammer it in. Made it really fun for her. Very rewarding. She didn't go on there one time without getting a reward, okay? And that's what we want to instill in the dog early, is that, look, this is a good place. You don't have to lay down. You don't have to sit. You can break dance if you want to. I just want you to understand that this is a good place, because this, like I said, it is basically universal. This could be place could be this cot right here. It could be a park bench. It could be the back of the truck. It could be a table. It doesn't matter. But as long as they start to understand that place means get up on something, then you've got it. Okay, so take it slow. Don't get frustrated. Basically, every time you get all 4 paws, it's going to be a yes and then a reward of some sort. Yes, ma'am. Good girl. And then free the dog up with a command of free to get them off of the board, okay? I hope this helps, guys. It's a fun little trick to teach. It's a great command. It's basically a kennel with no walls, okay? If I had Luna in the house after a few weeks and I had a big party, I could have a pet cot out there or a bed or something like that. I could tell her place. She would go to that place and stay there and be out of the way, but also integrated part of the family, or an intricate part of the family, if you will. She'd be integrated in our family. So don't rush the place command. Again, she gets up on there, all 4 paws, mark it with a yes, and give a reward. I hope this helps, guys.